Well, we're well into this year's Heritage Week, celebrating the cultural wealth of our nation. South Africans celebrate September 24th by remembering the cultural heritage of our beautifully diverse population. Well, Iziko Museums of South Africa is embarking on its exciting annual program, inviting communities to celebrate what they call a living heritage. Melody Kleinsmith is the Marketing and Communications Coordinator at the Iziko Museum South Africa, and we chat to her now from our Seapoint studios in the mother city. Good afternoon, Melody, and welcome to the PM News Desk.
Good afternoon, Keshni, and thank you for having Iziko Museums.
Wonderful, good to have you with us. Melody, can you explain for us what you mean by living heritage and, of course, its role in promoting cultural diversity and social cohesion?
As you said, Keshni, South Africa is a diverse and very dynamic country, and so too are our citizens. Our living heritage not only refers to that objects and artifacts that form part of our identity, but also the untold stories that inform and shape who we are, and also how we move into our future.
Melody, mobile museums this year will be going out to some communities. No doubt this will increase accessibility to your collections and programs. Exactly how do these museums work and what will they be showcasing?
Well, the Iziko Mobile Museum is a museum without walls, essentially. We have a bus that goes out into the communities, and individuals who would normally not have the opportunity to come to the physical museum to explore and experience and discover have the opportunity to see objects, artifacts, artworks, and to engage and talk to museum staff about what forms part of who we are.
Museums without walls. I like that, Melody. Now, some very vibrant pictures coming through. We do have the most beautiful children in South Africa, I have to say, all looking very interactive and engaging. How does this aid in changing this old perception of museums in the country and, of course, the existing museum landscape at large?
I think one of the important imperatives are for people to understand that museums are not static, closed spaces that only showcase old objects. We are places for engagement. We are places where we can have the conversation. And Iziko's 2015 theme, which is to celebrate, debate, and elevate your heritage, takes the conversation to our audiences and invites them to come to the museum and to share that experience. Just some of the things that enable or facilitate that type of engagement is the public discussion that we will be having at the Iziko Slave Lodge on Heritage Day that relates to the recent discovery and announcement of the Sao Jose slave wreck and the impact of slavery on Cape Town and us as citizens.
Of course, because we need museums to be more interactive, more relevant and more reflective of the diverse history of all South Africans. Which areas, Melody, will they be visiting, the mobile museums that is, and how have they been received in the communities so far?
I think one of the most exciting engagement opportunities for our mobile museum has been the experience of the parents. They are also the ones who are fascinated by the objects that we've been showcasing. The children too have been astounded, and it also invokes an excitement and inspires the distinct desire for individuals to come to the museum and to experience more than what they can with the mobile museum. The objective of the mobile museum too, by going out to communities, is to create awareness of our cultural heritage and to place the relevance of the museums in the minds, hearts and voices of the audiences. The mobile museum this weekend has also been to Makaza. It has been to Mitchell's Plain. We have also been as far afield as Neisner. So when you go onto our website, you can send an invitation to the mobile museum and to invite them to your community.
Melody, very quickly, the Western Cape provincial museum policy that was passed, or rather approved in 2013 after a long public consultation process. Now, one of the interesting findings there was that more than 10% of all the museums in Africa are situated right here in the Western Cape, and that policy provides for long-term transformation of the current museum landscape, including a call for new categories of museums, such as regional and community ones. Are we actually seeing more of these on the ground, or is funding, of course, still a major hurdle here?
Funding is always a major hurdle, but one of the things that Iziko Museums of South Africa is embarking on is to look at partnerships, and in consultation with the Department of Art and Culture, with the Provincial Department of Art and Culture, Western Cape, and with the City of Cape Town in the municipalities, we have initiated the conversation in looking to how to move forward and to bring the museum conversation and the context, the objects, as well as the artifacts into a more relevant and current discussion. And that is an ongoing process that we will be continuing moving forward.
Melody Kleinsmith is the Marketing and Communications Coordinator at Iziko Museums South Africa. Thank you so much for your time on the SABC News Desk. Moving on.